How is it going, my heroes, my villains, and everybody in between? Sean Ross here, and welcome back, guys, to another live reaction to My Hero Academia. We are on manga chapter number 301, entitled The Wrong Way to Put Out a Fire, Part 1.
You lit a fire under this child and pushed him too hard. Look at what he's done to make you proud. I don't like it one bit.
Just try to put me out. Endeavor.
And the fact that this chapter title is a part 1 is basically telling me that we are getting the beginnings of a Todoroki family backstory, and that has me very excited, especially coming off of the ending of last chapter, where we got to see Rei and Endeavor coming face to face after 10 long years.
10 years, man! 10 years! 10 years! 10 years! 10 years!
And after those 10 years, there is a lot to talk about and to discuss, not only with the current state of the Todoroki family, but with also what transpired in their family's past and how Endeavor's past actions have led to their son Toya becoming the villain known as Dabi. The Todoroki family drama seems to be continuing for these next couple of chapters, but I am very curious to see what Rei has to say to Endeavor in this moment. So mount, ladies and gentle criminals, without further ado, let's dive right in to chapter 301. Yo, let's go. First page of the chapter, and we are diving straight into a flashback right here, where we can see a younger Endeavor and Rei most likely meeting for the first time.
Have you ever heard of quirk marriages? There were those who sought out potential mates solely with the intention of creating powerful children. He bought my mother's relatives to get his hands on her quirk, and now he's raising me to usurp All Might.
Why, we never dreamed that the great Endeavor, the man many say will be the next #1, would reach out to us. How fortunate. What an absolute honor. The Himura family was also once considered prestigious, with a long and storied history. So it's only fitting that a top hero such as yourself would take a Himura woman as your bride. Yeah, so that is this moment, and Rei's father is ecstatic with this news, which is the complete opposite with the expression we see on Rei's face.
Do not make eye contact!
She is just trying to avoid the fiery gaze of Endeavor this entire time.
Talk about your cold shoulder.
Well...
She was a lot like Ice herself. And we just see these two walking silently through the Himura family gardens.
Look at this dude.
And that face on Endeavor says it all. He has no idea how to start a conversation with this woman he just met. It is just too damn awkward. She knew full well it was a quirk marriage from the start, but she said she'd do it for her family's sake. And there's your conversation starter. So this is the moment when Endeavor learned about Rei's favorite flower.
See those flowers? He knows they're my favorite. I only mentioned it once when we just met.
And we can see Endeavor looking back at Rei, and he notices her staring down at those flowers, and this is the moment he needed to just relieve the tension and the awkwardness and to just start a conversation about the flower she's looking at. You like flowers, huh? Yes. So pretty. Strong, but prone to melting away at the slightest touch.
Hello.
And now we are out of the flashback, back in the present, seeing Rei walking into Endeavor's hospital room, and just the shocked look coming over Endeavor's face as he is seeing Rei standing before him after 10 long years. Rei, are you really okay? Okay? No, I'm not. That's why I'm here. I cannot wait to see what they have to talk about and what Rei is going to say.
I have an excellent idea. Let's change the subject. Gotcha, bitch!
That's how it is.
No, we're cutting away from the hospital. At least we are cutting over to Dabi, Toya, who is currently squatting on this couch. Wait a minute. That house looks familiar. Wait a minute.
A few moments later.
Yes, I thought so. I thought that house looked familiar. Great callback, Horikoshi. That is the same house at the beginning of My Villain Academia where the League slaughtered the Creature Rejection Clan.
Boy, that escalated quickly.
The League of Villains basically just absorbed that and made that their new home base. That makes so much sense that after the prison break, that is where Shigaraki on the Flying Nomu took Spinner, Skeptic, and Dabi.
Oh yeah, it's all coming together.
So Dabi is squatting at the CRC mansion, currently shirtless on this couch as he's just raising his hand and staring up at the ceiling.
Look!
Ooh, but if you look at his hand, it looks like new burn marks have formed. And we saw at the end of last chapter that he was restapling his hand. So he sustained more burns using his fire against Shoto in their last encounter. That's a lot of burning. Can't feel a thing though. I know dear old dad ain't gonna die. He's tougher than that. Plus, even if he wants to say adios to this world, his position won't allow it. He'll have to make some kind of public statement pretty soon, too. Yo, Davi's Toya's enjoying this as he's just flipping his hair back. Can't wait to see his pathetic mug. I've been waiting so damn long for this. Enji Todoroki, Mom, Bayumi, Natsu, and Shoto take a real good look at me in the depths of hell.
Look.
And you can just see as Dabi is laying here, blood beginning to run down his face like tears from his eyes, and the droplet is transitioning us into a flashback.
Flashback.
And as we see young Toya right here, showing more white flakes in his hair, you just see him flailing his arms and stomping his feet as he's yelling back at Endeavor. You got a day off, right? So you gotta do quirk training with me. Why'd you change your mind all of a sudden, huh? Like I keep saying, it's for your own good. So Endeavor must have stopped training Toya once he realized Toya's fire quirk was harming and burning his body, and he didn't want to put his son through that. And now we're going back to Central Hospital, but within the flashback. An unusual case, to be sure. Your son has inherited an even more powerful form of the fire-based quirk factor, but he takes after his mother physically, meaning he's not built to endure fire, but rather to withstand freezing temperatures.
And once I get my quirk, I'm gonna be a hero just like him!
Sorry, kid, it's not gonna happen.
That's rough, buddy.
So Endeavor and Ray went to the doctors to see what they could learn about Toya's condition. I have to say, attempting to create custom children is taboo in our quirk-based society, so I can't advise it. And we already know Endeavor went against doctor's orders. But as you just see the anger growing on Endeavor's face, he's thinking about All Might. And you see All Might here in that classic All Might pose, and it's just making Endeavor more furious. Yes, he somehow saved 62 different towns and cities today. We'll never fall to villainy so long as All Might's around. You can surpass All Might, Toya.
I did everything I could to get ahead of you. But the harder I worked, the more obvious it became just how much of a widening gap separated the two of us. The stronger you got, the angrier I became.
Fear not, citizens. Hope has arrived. I got this because I am here.
All Might.
And this, I think, is where it started. That frustration. Once he knew that Toya really couldn't surpass All Might with his condition, that anger grew, and that's when he started to go after more children to create the masterpiece that he was looking for.
Because I am here.
Oh, and we see little Toya and Fuyumi sitting on the couch watching All Might on the TV right here. Listen, Fuyumi. Yeah, I get a little burned, but so what? I can take it. I know my own body better than anyone.
Worry about your hair.
What? I just fell off a cliff. You should see your hair.
No, yours is turning white.
White? It's... what?
And just look at Toya's hair now. Looking like Shoto, to where half of it is still red, but now the other half has shifted and changed to white. Which goes to show the more he trains and the more that he burns himself, just more and more his mother's quirk becomes more dominant within his body and shows through within the changing of his hair. Adorable. Oh, and look how cute Fuyumi looks in this panel right here as she's like chewing down on some treats. Num 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 num. But Toya, I don't like when you get hurt either. And then Toya just glares over at Fuyumi and storms off of the couch. What do you know anyway? A girl wouldn't get it. I'm worried, that's all. I already got it in my head that I gotta surpass the other guy. Dad's the one who lit that fire under me. And that lit fire is going to lead to Toya's downfall.
Later that same evening.
I don't accept it. Not like this.
Fear not, citizens. Hope has arrived. Because I am here.
All Might.
The hate is swelling in you now.
And then later that night, we see Rei walking into Endeavor's room, and Endeavor is just in the dark, just skulking and brooding. Revelry in the dark. Endeavor just sitting there in the dark, watching the TV with All Might on the screen. Probably just making Endeavor angrier and angrier. And you can see the worry on Rei's face. No, that would be too much. It's too cruel. Especially now that Toya knows what you're hoping to achieve through the children. No matter what I say, he comes home with fresh burns every day. He inherited that pig-headed stubbornness from me. Oh, he most certainly did. That's the only way to make him give up, since he'll never be the one to surpass, as he's looking towards the screen at All Might. So this is the moment after coming back from the hospital, Endeavor is realizing Toya's not going to be his successor to pursue that dream of surpassing All Might. So he's looking to have more children. And Rei's telling him, it's like, Toya's going to realize if we have more kids, he knows that you are basically looking for another successor, and you are basically tossing him to the side. That is too cruel to do. But as we know, Endeavor does not care. He wants to pursue this goal, and you can just see the fear on Rei's face, looking at her husband, just being consumed by the hatred and that drive to surpass All Might by any means necessary. Hello? Yup. So then they start to have more kids, and we see Natsu being born. What? And just that devastated look on Toya's face.
Oh no!
He realizes what is happening, and it is destroying him on the inside. And then meanwhile, as time passes, you can just see, with Endeavor, he's just getting angrier and angrier, knowing that he is not going to surpass All Might. And that's just going to lead him to eventually have Shoto. And just look at that look on Rei's face. You can tell that she's getting more and more worried with the state of her husband. There it is. The moment the perfect creation in Endeavor's eyes was born.
No different from your siblings. You're my greatest masterpiece. I'll lead you down the path of the mighty Shoto.
Shoto, just remember, stay true to yourself. You can be the kind of hero you want to be when you grow up.
Well, isn't that a tragedy? Poor little Shoto Todoroki.
Yo, and as Shoto is crying, you can just see the 3-panel shots showing Endeavor, Rei, and Toya. Just the excitement and glee on Endeavor's face for finally creating the perfect masterpiece, the one that is going to live up to his dream and surpass All Might. You have Rey, who kind of has like relief on her face, being like, we did it, we finally did it, but at what cost? And then just the look on Toya's face. Realizing that his dream is over, he has been replaced by Shoto, and that he is no longer that top spot in his father's eyes.
So you get nothing! You lose! Good day, sir!
His dreams are crashing down right in front of him, and Toya can't do anything about it.
Victory is my destiny.
And then we see Toya training on top of that mountain where he eventually burns himself alive. No, Dad, I can do it too. I can surpass him. See? Look how strong my flames are already. Look at me, as tears are just streaming down his face.
You lit a fire under this child and pushed him too hard. Look at what he's done to make you proud. I don't like it one bit.
Toya's basically losing it. He's going insane pursuing this dream in order to impress his dad. He doesn't want to be replaced. What Endeavor was hoping to happen, it had the opposite effect on Toya. It just made him dig deeper and pursue this dream even harder, and it's going to have dire consequences. No, why won't you stop?
Get over here!
We see Endeavor now confronting Toya about continuing his training, placing his arms on Toya's shoulders, and then kneeling down to talk with him at eye level. You're covered in burns, and you still don't get it. Why? Toya, you have to look beyond all this. Play with Natsuo and Fuyumi. Make some friends at school. There's a whole other world besides the hero stuff. I know you understand that. Take my advice, and this will all be a distant memory soon. And just more tears are running down Toya's face as we see Rey walking up behind Endeavor, carrying baby Shoto, and then followed by Fuyumi and Natsuo.
I don't like where this is going.
The kids at school all say they want to be heroes. I can't understand that. Because I've got you for a father.
I could have done it, Father! I could have done it! For you! For all of us!
No looking. Just that full page panel shot of like the fisheye lens view of just seeing Toya's world coming crashing down around him, and he just can't understand it. And what he said right there too, like he cannot escape this. No matter where he goes, it's always going to be on his mind. When he goes to school, his friends want to pursue becoming heroes, and for him being the son of the #2 pro hero, how can he not pursue that dream? It's like predestined for him. And he's destined to fail with the quirk that he was given. Because he is the son of Endeavor, and because Endeavor is his father, it's just pushing him to go insane and pursue this unattainable dream. We have to cool him down. And Rey's beginning to panic a little bit right here. You lit this fire in me, Dad, and it's not going out. You can't just pretend it's not there. Look at me, Endeavor. And then a halo of fire erupts on top of Toya's head right here. And just look at his eyes. He snapped. Everything Endeavor said did not get through at all. Look at me, Endeavor. Look at me!
Shut the hell up, stupid old man. Well, never mind. It won't matter after I kill you. This is the end, Shoto Todoroki. Gonna turn you to ashes right here, Shoto Todoroki.
Yo. Yeah. Toya completely snapped and is attacking baby Shoto right here.
Target's acquired.
He lunges to the side.
Oh no.
And proceeds to attack baby Shoto, who is within Rey's arms. Yo. That's crazy. Toya officially snaps right then and there. I mean, we know he didn't do any harm to baby Shoto. We know that for a fact. That's not until a little bit later. But the fact that he was just like, you don't get it. None of you get it. So in order for you to get it, I'm going to take away what you value the most right now. If I can kill Shoto right here and right now, you have no other choice but to accept me and allow me to continue to pursue this dream of surpassing All Might as the #1 pro hero. God damn. Nothing they could say to Toya was ever going to make him change his mind. So from this moment, we end up going back into the present with Rei, and she says, you don't get to claim you're hurting more than anyone. And you're not the only one who didn't really see him. Yo. And that right there is the end of the chapter. Next chapter hits February 21st.
Poor little Shoto Todoroki. Must be handy to be able to use ice, too, unlike me. To tell you the truth, I'm jealous. Well, you can't compete with me in terms of power output. Gonna turn you to ashes right here. Shoto Todoroki!
So that right there is part 1 of this Todoroki family flashback. I cannot wait to see what part 2 is going to have in store for us. And I bet it's going to continue off of this moment, maybe continue with some more Rei and Endeavor conversations within the present, but then continue showing us how Toya moved forward from that moment of attacking Shoto to where he saw Endeavor continuing to train Shoto as his successor, and hopefully lead to that moment when Toya burns himself alive on top of the mountain when he was training, and lead us down the path and show us how Toya developed and became the villain known as Dabi. I'm looking forward to hopefully seeing all of that, but this chapter right here really did go to show that no matter what Endeavor did, nothing was going to break through to Toya. He was just too stubborn, like his old man, to realize that the quirk he inherited from his parents was not going to allow him to pursue this dream. And because of that, Endeavor thought the best way to approach this was to basically just have more kids and kind of just push Toya to the side, kind of ignore him, hoping that he would give up on the dream. But this just made him dig deeper into that rabbit hole and just pursue this dream that much harder, which eventually leads him to burning alive on top of that mountain. And Rei does kind of feel responsible for that. She feels like they all are kind of responsible for allowing this to happen, but for right now, they have to figure out a way to move forward and hopefully confront Dabi / Toya, hopefully talk with him, and maybe try to figure out on how to bring him back, if that is even the case. So with that, guys, that right there is my live reaction to chapter 301 of My Hero Academia. But now I definitely want to hear your guys' thoughts on the events of this chapter and what you guys think of the first part of the Todoroki family flashback, seeing how Endeavor kind of handled the situation or mishandled the situation with Toya, trying to steer him away from pursuing this dream of being #1 and surpassing All Might, how this all led to Toya's breaking point and eventually attacking baby Shoto, and how is all this going to lead into part 2 of the flashback? Leave your thoughts down in the comments below, and feel free to subscribe to the channel and click that bell icon that you guys can be alerted for every new MHA reaction that pops up on the channel. But if you guys want to talk about other things or talk about MHA outside of YouTube, feel free to also follow me over on Twitter. A link to my Twitter account can also be found in the description down below. But that's going to do it for me here, guys. So until next week, when we have chapter 302 of My Hero Academia, I'll talk to you guys next time. But remember, go beyond plus ultra!